On August 13, 2013, video game developer Robert Topala released Geometry Dash as an unknown and undeveloped mobile game. In its first months, the game had an issue to attract any players. Despite this, the developer regularly added updates to his game, hoping that it would help it gain some popularity. However, it didn't work at all. The creator had no chance against competing corporations with high budgets for promoting their games, so he realized he was just wasting his time and gave up. That's what most of the people in his place would do, but not him. Today, over a decade later, Geometry Dash is a multi-million-dollar brand with millions of loyal fans that besides playing on standard maps, they are also making their own jaw-dropping levels, creating one of the strongest video game communities of all time. So how Geometry Dash becomes so successful? Well, to better understand this story, we need to get back in time, to the times when Geometry Dash wasn't even created. You already know who Robert Topala is. He's a creator of Geometry Dash, but he doesn't know it yet. He is a young adult who is currently studying civil engineering. Like most of the kids, he really enjoyed playing video games when he was young, and as a result, many years later, he gets an idea to extend his passion from childhood and starts to explore the world of video game development. However, it's not that easy because he practically starts from zero. He has no experience in this topic and no budget to hire someone to elevate some tasks, so he just does everything solo, and after some time, his hard work resulted in his first game, Bounce Ball Thingy. Well, it's probably not what you expected, but you have to start somewhere. He described it as a fun side project that might even get me a little spending money. Months pass, and Robert Topala becomes more and more interested in video game development and less in civil engineering, so he makes a very important decision in his life to drop out of college. He decided to work alone, founding his own video game development company, Robert Topala Games, in 2012. Now, he can fully focus on his projects without any distractions. Another month's passed, and he created 2 puzzle games that unfortunately didn't blow in popularity, however. With that, he gained important experience, which helped him as he developed Geometry Dash for over 4 months, along with the inspiration from platformer games he grew up playing such as Super Mario Bros. And more recent iOS titles including Bit Trip Run and Super Meat Boy. But for sure, the biggest inspiration he took from the Impossible game, which I will mention later, because now we have something more important. Geometry Dash has been officially released on mobile phones for the first time. The remarkable feature of the Geometry Dash is electronic music in the background that matches the structure of the level. It helps you get into rhythm and complete the entire map. Each map has a specific difficulty level. We consist 10 difficulty levels that starts from easy and ends at the extreme demon. To simplify, easy is a quite fun way to spend your time, while the extreme demon is the reason why you have to buy a new keyboard. Robert Topala once said, "There really was no detailed plan for Geometry Dash. It simply started as a template with a cube that could crash and jump. Through different iterations, I then kept adding more and more features and content until the game felt right." By the way, Geometry Dash is for sure a perfect type of game to relax after a stressful day. There's nothing more relaxing than dying a few percent before completing the level. But let's get back to the story. In the first year, there was no indication that this project would be a hit. Geometry Dash didn't attract any popularity, just as same as the previous games released by Robert Topala. However, things started to change a year later. Geometry Dash was getting slowly but steadily more and more players in early 2014, and it got a big boost when PewDiePie and other popular YouTubers at the time played it on their channels. This was the time when the game started to gain more noticeable popularity. Robert Topala, seeing this, decided to take it to the next level and release Geometry Dash on a larger platform. Namely, Geometry Dash has been released on PCs. PC players notably increased the number of core fans who took Geometry Dash to an unimaginably high level. One of the major factors standing behind the growth of Geometry Dash is its highly addictive gameplay. It's really hard to give up on beating a level when we are getting closer with each attempt. I failed 200 times today, but maybe the next try will be that one. What's more, more. The number of levels is so huge that it's practically impossible to complete them all. No matter how skilled you are, there's always a level where you can meet your match. But before Geometry Dash, there was the Impossible game, which was a big inspiration for Rob Top. To be honest, it was just a prototype that wasn't fully developed compared to Geometry Dash. Sure, this game achieved great results. Being the third most purchased game on the App Store for a while, however, this game only contained 5 levels, so it didn't take long to complete the whole game. Once you beat all 5 levels, you uninstalled the game. So Rob Top noticed this opportunity and delivered the product, which mainly focuses on user-created content, easily outperforming the competition in the long run. But in addition to playing on the standard levels created by the developer, you can also play on maps created by the community. This means that anyone can create his own level, but there is one rule. If you want your level to be public so other players can play on it, first you must verify it. Verification is very simple. You just have to beat your map. It shouldn't be difficult since you know the entire level structure, right? Well, it depends. Some players set the bar very high and created maps that required several thousand attempts to fully complete it. The most iconic attempt to verify the level was by Npesta. Here is a short fragment of his reaction when he finally verified the level. This clip went mainstream and was often used as a meme template. But why exactly was his reaction so euphoric? Well, the total number of attempts it took him to verify the level was 135,000 attempts, which can be converted to 400 hours of continuous playing at the same level. Okay, his reaction was completely matching the success he had achieved. According to ChatGPT, you can become an Oppenheimer in 400 hours, but this legend decided to spend it on verifying one level. Npesta, just like 99% of players, plays on the standard version of Geometry Dash. But what about the spin-offs? In fact, Geometry Dash is not just a single game, it is a series of games. Let's shortly expose each of them. The basic one, which costs a few dollars and is available on PCs and phones. Geometry Dash Lite, a free version with limited levels and ads for phones. Geometry Dash Meltdown, the same as Lite, free with ads for phones, but with 3 special levels you can only play here. Geometry Dash Sub-Zero, the same as the predecessor, 3 unique special levels. And the last one, Geometry Dash World. This game has 10 special levels splitted into 2 worlds. As you can see, spin-offs in this series are interesting additions for veterans and budget option for free-to-play players. Now, let's focus on something much more important, changes in the main version of the game. I could talk about changes for 30 minutes, but who has so much time? Let's make it 7 seconds. So here are the updates when Geometry Dash had 0 popularity. Here it started growing, and here the popularity exploded, and the update 2.2 contributed to the peak of Geometry Dash popularity. But why? Well, for the iconic 2.2, we had to wait almost 7 years, so the players know something big is coming. This update added a lot broader map creator functions, and most importantly, free movement. Basically, now you can move your cube as only you want. You can stop and even go back. 2.2 has completely changed the Geometry Dash, because from now, it's not only a rhythm game. It can be also a classic platformer with a story, Five Nights at Freddy or Undertale. Yeah, I am not joking. This is Geometry Dash. Thanks to these new features, players can create much more complex maps. However, the developer didn't predict what the trolley part of the community would be able to do with these new tools. Along with advanced maps, in Geometry Dash started to be created a lobotomy levels, which basically tests the human soul to its limits. These levels are so intense and stimulating that it's practically impossible to pay attention to what is just happening. In my opinion, this is the best update of all time. As a bonus, I can tell you about 2.3, which hasn't been released yet, but this update will mainly focus on improvements to platformer levels and a new game mode. In conclusion, Geometry Dash's success is due to its addictive, highly replayable gameplay, user-created content, and catchy soundtrack. It evolved from an unknown mobile game to one of the most popular video games ever made, and everything seems to be even better in the future. And you know what I think the most beautiful is? That even after many years of its release, the game is still mostly created by only one person. If you enjoyed this video, check out another one with the nostalgic history of Clash Royale.